Hello and welcome. H&B presenting the weighing indicator DAD141.1. This video demonstrates how to set up the filter and no motion detection by using the front panel buttons. The user interface. Front panel buttons. Here's setup operation. Up and down buttons. Press one of them for 3 seconds or longer to start with the setup menu. Select a menu item between 1 and 8. Select a submenu item to choose the parameter. Edit the selected parameter. Enter button. Enter the submenu item, parameter. Quit submenu and save changes. Move right button. Select a display position in setup procedure for the parameter. Quit setup menu. Depending on the menu item, press once or more often. Menu 4. Filter and no motion setup. Submenu 4.1. Low pass filter cutoff frequency. 4.2. Filter mode. 4.3. Output update rate and averaging. 4.4. No motion detection. Signal filtering and some basic explanations. The IIR filter, this is an infinite impulse response filter. It is the digital implementation of an analog filter. In DAD141.1, digitally implemented as a second-order Gaussian filter, which has no overshoot to a step-up function input while minimizing the rise and fall time, and has a higher attenuation in stop band when compared with an FIR filter of the same order and bandwidth. The FIR filter, this is a finite impulse response filter, which is a pure digital filter, with a faster settling when compared with an IIR filter of the same order and bandwidth. Menu 4.1. Filter cutoff frequency. Submenu 4.1.x. We choose the cutoff frequency for the calibration or application. The cutoff frequency depends on the chosen filter mode in menu 4.2. In the IRR filter mode, the range is from 0.25 Hz up to 18 Hz, and in the FIR mode, we have a range from 2.5 Hz up to approximately 20 Hz. For a calibration with test weights, we recommend the filter mode IIR and a cutoff frequency of 0.5 Hz. Press Enter to quit and save the changes. Menu 4.2, the filter mode. Submenu 4.2, you can select an IIR or FIR filter. An infinite impulse response filter takes time but has a good damping. The block diagram picture shows the operation of an IIR filter. The output signal is fed back to the input until it reaches the highest attenuation, and that takes a while. A finite impulse response filter is very quick, but has less damping. The block diagram picture shows the operation of an FIR filter. There is no feedback loop to the input, which makes this type of filter quicker. Press Enter to quit and save the changes. Signal filtering. Features of an IIR filter. The table shows the settling time depending on the filter settings. Simple explanation of the settling time. This is the time of a step response to reach 99.9% of the signal level. The column 3 dB cutoff frequency shows the filter setting. Setup FL0 to FL8. The lowest filter is 0.25 Hz. The column damping at 300 Hz shows the attenuation of the filter. In the right column, maximum output rate, you can see it is independent of the different IIR filter settings. Signal filtering. Features of an FIR filter. The table shows the settling time depending on the filter settings. The column 3 dB cutoff frequency shows the filter setting. Set up FL0 to FL8. You see, the lowest filter is 2.5 Hz. This cutoff frequency can be too high for a calibration with test weights. The columns 40 dB damping and damping in the stop band show there is less attenuation compared with an IIR filter. In the right column, maximum output rate, you can see the output rate decreases with a lower cutoff frequency of the FIR filter setting. Signal filtering. Features of the IIR filter. This graph shows the influence of the cutoff frequency on a step response. The settling time can roughly be calculated with 1 divided by filter cutoff frequency. The yellow curve, no filter, has a settling time of approximately 100 milliseconds. The red curve, IIR filter 4 Hz, has a settling time of approximately 250 milliseconds. The cyan curve, IIR filter 2 Hz, has a settling time of approximately 500 milliseconds. The green curve, IIR filter 0.5 Hz, has a settling time of approximately 2 seconds. Depending on the filter settings, the display of a non-automatic weighing instrument cannot show the dynamic of a falling load, but the load cells see this impulse and can be damaged if there are no overload stops mounted. Signal filtering. Recommendations for the basic setup. Here, setup of filter mode and cutoff frequency. For non-automatic weighing application, choose IIR filter and a cutoff frequency of 0.5 to 2 Hz. For automatic weighing application, choose IIR filter or FIR filter and a cutoff frequency of 3.9 Hz or higher. For dynamic force measurements and check weigher applications, choose FIR filter and a cutoff frequency of 19.7 Hz or no filter. Menu 4.3, the update rate. Submenu 4.3.x, the update rate depends on the number of averages, which is defined by exponent UR in the expression 2 raised to the power of UR. UR can be chosen from 0 to 7. If UR is 0, each reading will be taken. There is no averaging. If UR is 7, this is an average of 128 readings, which leads to a lower output rate. The right table shows the influence of the filter mode and cutoff frequency settings. Using an IIR filter, the output rate is fully defined by the averaging setup. Using an FIR filter, the output rate is significantly influenced by the selected low-pass cutoff frequency. Press Enter to quit and save the changes. Menu 4.4, No Motion Detection. Submenu 4.4.1, Set No Motion Range. The value range is from 1 to 65,000 digits. Weight value changes within the no motion range in combination with the no motion time will be considered as stable. The default value of NR is 1, which means plus minus 1 digit. Press Enter to quit and save the changes. Submenu 4.4.2, Set No Motion Time. The value range is from 1 to 65,000 milliseconds. This is the time span for the detection. In combination with the defined no motion time, the signal has to be stable. Default value NT is 1000 milliseconds. Press Enter to quit and save the changes. Hint: if there is too much noise from the environment, increase the no motion range to a higher value, or reduce the no motion time to a lower value. In the worst case, you have to change both. To finish the filter and no motion setup, press the Move Right button 2 or 3 times and the DAD will be back in weighing mode. Weighing indicator DAD141.1. Many thanks for joining the training filter and no motion setup by using the front panel buttons. We would like to invite you to watch more training videos. For feedback or FAQs, just see our website haubach.com or send an email to info@haubach.com with your wishes, experience reports, questions, or comments. Thanks and take care.